Do you need more customers for your business? Well, who doesn't? But I don't think you just want more customers, you want the right kind of customers. So how do you get more customers? One of the mistakes I see business owners and entrepreneurs make all the time is they only sell to the people at the very top of the buyer pyramid. Now you may be thinking, Dan, what is the buyer pyramid? It's very, very simple. I want you to think about a triangle, and I want you to kind of make a few lines within a triangle. I want you to think about the top, very top of the pyramid, the top 3%. At any given time, only 3% of the marketplace who you're selling to is interested and ready to buy what you have to offer. Only top 3%. And most salespeople, entrepreneurs, they're always only talking to the top 3%. Anything that's not within the 3%, they're not ready to buy right now, they just ignore them. The problem is you are completely ignoring the other 97%. Now, besides the 3%, let's talk about the 7%. They are your ideal customers and clients. They are capable of buying. They are open and interested. They just maybe need you to answer some of the questions. They're kind of on the fence, right? The 7%. And some business owners, they do try to communicate and market and talk to that 7%, but let's talk about below that, the other 30%. So you have the top 10%, the 30% below it, this is the ones, the warm market. These people, they're like, you know, I'm kind of interested. I could be convinced. I could be persuaded, right? I might have a need, maybe not right now, but they could be persuaded if you do the right thing. So that's the 30%. And then below that, you have the other 30%, which they don't even think they are interested. They're not even thinking about it. They just don't know. They don't even know why they need what you have to offer. And then you have the bottom 30%, which is there's no way in hell they're gonna buy from you. These are the people, it doesn't matter what you do, they don't like you, they don't trust you, they don't need what you sell. Like if you're selling a steak, these are the vegetarian, right? They don't want to buy what you sell. So let me give you an example. Let's say you are selling real estate. Let's say you're a realtor. At any given time in the marketplace out there, maybe only 3% of people are looking to buy a new home. Maybe they're moving into the new city, right? Or maybe their kids need to go to school. They want to move to a better school network. They are looking to buy a home. At any given time, 3% of the marketplace. And then you have the 7% that's like, you know what, we're thinking of moving, right? We're kind of looking, right? The open houses, they're checking it out, but they don't have to move right now. They might move maybe a few months from now, but they're considering, they're open, they're interested. And then you have the 30%, they're like, I'm not really thinking about moving, we're okay. But if someone comes along and make a good offer at the house that they have right now at a much higher price, they say, okay, I will sell and then I will move, right? That's the 30%. And then you have then the 30% where, no, I'm not moving, I'm happy with where I am at right now. Maybe possibility, maybe three years from now, 5 years from now. And then you have the bottom 30%, it's just like, nope, this is my home, I am not moving, I'm gonna die in this house, right? That's not your target market. So I want you to think about in your marketing message, the way that you do your marketing, who are you talking to? If you're only talking to the top 3%, which is what most people do, you are leaving a big chunk of the marketplace. You're not talking to them. You're only talking to the very, very top that are ready to buy right now, which is nice. But you have to understand that's a very, very small percentage of the marketplace. So what could you do to get and to capture more market share out of this equation? I don't want to talk to only the top 3% or even the top 10%. I want to talk to all 70%. So what do we do? The easiest way is this. Let me give you a very simple example. What I have in front of me is a box of mooncake. Now, the Mooncake Festival is coming up. And you may be thinking, what the hell is a mooncake? What is it? Is it like it's a Chinese tradition? Well, it's a cake. And the best way for me to convince you is not telling you, let me tell you how great the mooncake is. It is great. It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of year tradition. I used to eat this when I was growing up. It tastes so good and it's so delicious. It's like kind of like a dessert, but not quite a dessert. And let me tell you about the story about the Mooncake Festival. You're like, I don't give a crap. Or I could just say, hey, you know what? Why don't I cut it up and just give you a little piece? Taste it. That's the best way. So instead of talking to you like the top 3%, let me tell you why this brand of mooncake is the best, right? Or the top 7%. Now I'm talking to the 30% that you're not even thinking about a mooncake. What is a mooncake? Does it taste good? Do I even like it? Why do I want to eat it? The easiest way for me to convince the rest of the percentage is to give you a sample, to give you a taste. If you're selling a service, if you're selling intangible, the best way for me to convince that 30%, maybe not to do business right now, maybe it could be 1 year from now, 2 years from now, it doesn't matter, is to give you a taste of what I have. Then I don't need to convince you. You taste it, oh hey, you know what, this is pretty good. Maybe I'll buy a box. Maybe not a box this year, maybe a box next year. That's okay, it doesn't even matter. That's the best way for me to convince you. Instead of convincing you, just give you a sample, give you a taste. So you gotta think about in your business, how can you add value in advance? How can you let your customers or potential prospects experience what you have, what you could do, how you can solve their problems in advance? Part of the reason why I have so many students in my high ticket closers program is I teach some of my sales techniques, you've seen some of it, closing techniques through YouTube. They get a taste of, okay, this is what Dan does. This is how he closes sales. That's very different. That's very interesting. I'm giving them a sample. I'm giving them a piece of that mooncake. And now they say, you know what? Give me the whole box. So comment below and tell me how you're gonna apply this strategy in your business.